Hello everyone, this is Glenn Pinto. I am just going to give you an update on our Knowledge Lab system, aka we call it Klabs, just for short. So if you see reference to that, this is the system we're referring to. This is a system which all of you or most of you are now using to provision your ServiceNow instances. And we have a lot of things to share with you for this new update. First of all, when you do log into this system, do pay attention to the news because I'm trying to communicate passively through this news option that's available on your home pages. And you'll notice that I just placed a message there today that Calgary GA image is now available via the service catalog. A password must be chosen during provisioning. So that's one of the new features that we'll look at. So first of all, let me go in and just impersonate another user here. When I impersonate, I'll have a much more simple interface. This is just a test account that I've set up for myself. First of all, when you go into the dev instance, this is where if you need to just set up one instance to provision without scheduling a whole event. I'm going to just put in a bunch of short letters here to set this up. Just mainly to show the base image. So the base image, when you click on it, you should see now Calgary CA and a Calgary GA. This Calgary GA image is basically used for all of our ServiceNow classes except for domain separation. So if you're wanting to deliver domain separation, you will have to request a different image that I could get you on a special request and also based on those people that are certified to train on that. But the Calgary GA image is the new one that is just became available as of today, September 4th, 2013. With this new image, we do have some new security requirements. You might remember admin and ITIL are kind of like the default username and passwords in all ServiceNow instances. Our security team requires us to have a different password. So the default here is this cloud1p at $, which you can use or you can put in your own password. This password will apply to all accounts in the system. So if you put in test here as the password, admin will have the test password, ITIL will have the test password. Only, I guess, new users you create will have whatever password you define in the system. If you were to alternate the admin password and well, let's say you put in test and then you went in and you changed it to XYZ, then you have to restart the system. If you restart the system, it will actually default it back to test. So just be aware of that, that when you execute the restart option of an instance, it'll always go back to the default password. You'll always have visibility to the password here if you can't remember. But that's around the dev instances is if you want to set up just one instance. Another key thing when you schedule a class, you will have an option now to choose this Calgary GA. I've removed the CA option, so going forward we are just choosing the Calgary GA option. That means all the books that are currently on Gilmar for ordering are all either been vetted against the Calgary GA image or we've done some very minor updates to the Calgary GA image. But all the books have been available and anybody ordering books should have access now on Gilmar to the Calgary GA content. And again, some books didn't even need updating, such as scripting and orchestration, those type of books. They just were vetted against the GA image. Not really a lot of changes between CA and GA, but the image you will be using is the Calgary GA image for all classes starting after September 8th. So that's where you'll see that option. Another key thing here, when you set it up, you'll notice the password field. So right here it says password to be used for all instances and users, only used on Calgary GA and newer images. So you defined the password as you want, and that will apply to all of your user accounts. Again, if you restart your instance, it will always default to whatever password you define here. So if you make a modification after the fact, you'll have to go back to this password that you set. So if you're provisioning for someone else, not only do you want to provide them the URLs, but you do want to provide them the password that you use. You might want to have your own kind of standard within your company as to what that password will be and always use the same. So that's one key thing. Other things that you should be aware of are the regions. So currently we used to only support two regions, one in the US, I believe it was Northern California, and then EMEA. And right now, if I look at my image. So this is the Calgary GA image. And if I do a show matching here, you'll notice that we can push this image out to any one of these regions. So there's Asia Pacific, there's a US East, Asia, Tokyo, California we supported before, Sao Paulo, Sydney, and Ireland we supported before as well. So we have actually configured our EC2 account with the correct key pairs in order to allow that to occur. I do have in your box account, for those people that have access to this, if you look in box we have, I'm just showing you through the client view, but through the web view you'll have this new EC2 account setup. This will show you how you add a region pair. And so if you wanted to set one up for Singapore, because you know you're delivering a lot of classes in that, then what I recommend you do is watch this recording again, set up a new key pair for the Singapore region, and then let me know, email me, glenn.pinto@servicenow.com, and then I will reconfigure your system to support that region. So that's one key thing that you can do. Okay, but that's an additional enhancement that we have with this Calgary GA image. With Calgary CA, we only supported Ireland and Northern California. Okay, so it's really up to you as to where you want to drive. Keep in mind, if you do add a new region to your EC2 account, the default is a maximum of 20 concurrent instances that can be run at any given time. Within Amazon EC2, you do have to make a request for additional um, um, instances that can be spun up in that region, but the default is 20. So just be aware, if you're going to run a class in Singapore with 25, the system will actually provision 20 there, and it will provision the additional 5 wherever we have capacity for you. So if you have 100 set for Ireland, then we'll push the other 5 over to Ireland. But if you want them to all be in Singapore, then make sure that the Singapore region supports up to 50, 100 instances, and then all of them would be provisioned in that area. So that's about it regarding this update. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, glenn.pinto@servicenow.com.